IVM.
Hey guys, even though Elon Musk is trying to turn everyone into robots, you'll be happy to know that very real human beings work at IVM Podcast, and some of them are even cool. How do I know? Well, listen to their own podcast, IVM Likes, where they recommend what they are listening to, watching, or reading. Catch IVM Likes every Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And may I recommend the IVM Podcasts app. Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of the Geek Bulletin, our weekly edition of news/not news. This week, we have Jishnu and me, Tejas, discussing the news/not news. Hi, Jishnu.
Hello, do you have much news or is it just mainly not news?
I have very non-topical stuff.
I have no news.
You have no news?
I have no news.
What about this tiny little detail I heard about you two performing in India?
Please explain yourself.
Okay, I will explain it to this level.
Okay.
Someone told me you two will come to India this year.
Who the hell is someone?
I can't remember now.
What? Okay, so then it's clearly not that.
Oh, it's absolutely hearsay. I just thought that...
I mean, you're well connected. I thought you had like a reliable source.
No, well, I do know about a few things that are going to happen. Like, I don't know if you've been hearing about these rumors that Rihanna is coming and that's a thing. I'm pretty sure that might happen.
But you know I don't give a damn.
This is my percentage of how sure I am you two. Are you ready? Like 5%.
Amazing.
Or 5 to say 10%.
Because like you do know I have my finger on the pulse. So
I
it's
know
like
you
they're
do.
not even touring.
No. But like you mentioned that, I mean, I'm fairly connected in the music industry.
Yes.
This is what I hear.
God damn.
I don't know why.
Wait, are you two coming on a vacation? Because that is plausible.
Do they even vacate together?
No. But when people say you two, they mean Bono. And Bono vacates. Bono vacates a lot.
Bono vacates.
Primarily to the south of France.
Yeah.
But,
does he own like half of it or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he might want some curry and be like, let me go and pick up.
I mean, like, you'd think
Zomato
India
doesn't
would
go
be...
that far, so he's like, okay, I'll go.
Explain to me this.
What?
How you two is have they ever come to India? I'm not aware. Never, right?
No.
Okay, tell me one thing. Somebody, you two, or at least Bono, who kind of prides himself on being this humanitarian. He's a global ambassador to the cause of peace and hunger, hunger.
All $1 from your products.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and putting your album on my phone.
Yeah.
Which I'll say I was okay with. I just want to put my 2 cents out there. That was fine. I was like, U2 album, great. I do want to say this.
Yeah.
How come he's never made a trip to India?
You don't think I've thought this
I know.
many
So
years?
I'm asking an expert on the subject. Give me your
the same
answer.
reason Roger Waters waited, like 20 years after the peak of his career, being like, I guess let's add it.
Then does that not add more credence to my theory that U2 will come to India?
Oh, no.
Have they not exhausted every other place in the goddamn world?
Of course they have.
So then...
they are still selling. The thing is, they're still selling tickets everywhere, selling out everywhere. That's closer to home, safer bets, where they're more comfortable.
Okay, tell me one thing.
Because I think they don't need a new market. That's why nobody that comes to India.
Okay, you think
decades after the peak of their career are doing it for a new market?
No, there's a difference. I think there's a difference. Okay, here's the difference. You can go and play to everybody in the UK and Europe and everywhere around the world and be like, oh, okay, cool. Seen that. They've done it so many times that they have no... Like, the audience also must be like, you too, yeah. And they go and they watch. It's like how I go and watch Bryan Adams every year, right? But... And I've seen him 5 times. My energy for it has kind of not depleted, but like I always go, right? But now imagine they come to India first time ever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, different experience, the culture, the poverty that they want to alleviate. Oh my God, 100 reasons.
Absolutely.
So why haven't you sent a letter to him?
I mean, I've paid him money and sent letters in my U2.com membership. Being like, yo, bro, why am I spending $80 for this?
If you won't even come to India.
That's a horrible website. The U2.com subscription.
Why? Do they not give you like Patreon?
It's really
new
gone
releases
downhill.
every month.
It's really gone downhill. Back in 2010 when I first signed on, it was great, and then it just tanked.
I've never been part of
that's for my
membership,
YouTube podcast with Dinkar.
Right.
But no, I think you're right. If they came here, they would have their minds blown by poverty and be like, oh my God, we can sell so many more phones here.
Yes.
Because, there's so many more people that can buy phones.
Yes.
But
I can meet Shah Rukh Khan.
On the flip side, the cause that they're fighting for all the poverty and hunger and this and that and all the different things are still horrible in other places where they're currently working. So they haven't they started their fight, in Africa.
Africa, of course,
decades ago.
Yeah.
That fight is not going to end anytime soon. So let's just keep doing what we're doing because it is helping. They are making progress.
Yeah.
So rather than open up a new shop somewhere else, they're like, listen, our one store is still has stuff to sell. We still have things to do there.
Okay.
So,
but I mean, it's hardly stopped the rest of the other. I mean, for example,
Coldplay came.
Exactly.
But,
I was going to say,
but they did a light
Citizen.
show. But they did when your first time ever is headlining a festival.
Dude, they did the proper show.
They did the works, right?
They did
but
the full show. It was 2 hours long. It was amazing.
It is. But when you're tying it in with a festival, you're not selling tickets for you. You're selling tickets for the festival.
But what about you too?
So they wouldn't come. I don't think they're going to come anytime soon because there's no precedent for them to breach onto new ground.
Okay.
When they come to India for the first time, they'll come to a lot of places for the first time.
Okay, let's have a bet.
Okay.
In the event that they do come to India, I want to get something because we had this conversation. I need to have something from you guys.
Nobody's listening anymore.
What? Hello, this is a very important thing. People who listen to this podcast are one of two things, okay? Fans of the genre.
In a box. Don't put them in a hole.
Or I'm saying, they're fans of us. And maybe they're mutually
That's an okay
inclusive.
Hole. I like that hole.
Right? And if they care about you, Jishnu, and Dinkar, though not so much, he's been getting a little bit of hate.
Nobody cares.
But if they love you, Jishnu, then they'll want to know about your causes of concern. I have some news.
Go on.
The Last Jedi director is okay with J.J. Abrams retconning Rey's parentage. Star Wars, The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson recently said he's just along for the ride regarding Episode 9, that he's happy to, with whatever J.J. Abrams decides to revise. Specifically surrounding Rey's parents. Hot take, Jishnu, give me one.
It's not information that's relevant to anybody.
What? How?
Because...
this is interesting.
It's interesting, but a lot of this insider news about it's my same opinion about about reshoots.
In India?
No, about reshoots and things like that. I'm I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter. It's all part of the process, and public opinion on these matters is the same as saying, on my new song, I'm using a G minor. Last time I used a G sharp, now this time it's a G minor. Who cares? Make the damn song. It's your call to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Really, you think so? But would you be okay if you changed the parentage?
I don't want to base my opinion on the new movie based on this piece of information. You know what I mean? This is so arbitrary.
It is.
It has nothing to do with anything.
No, I was
it's
using
between them.
I was using
they can argue
as a jumping off point for whether you would be okay. Considering the backlash that The Last Jedi has faced, would you be?
I see what you mean.
Would you be okay if they decided to do something in the interest of not satisfying people or just taking their story in a different direction? Because I love The Last Jedi, so we all three of us love that film.
Look,
so we wouldn't want that touched.
Our opinions obviously will, after the fact, as it is with any of these things, are going to be like how we just said on the episode we just recorded about Unbreakable,
which is going to come
franchise,
out soon.
Which is coming out soon. Our episode about Unbreakable and Glass and Split, we said in very as short words as I can use. We basically said, the problem about the third movie was that we didn't think it had any relevance to this thing didn't have any relevance to the first and the second, and it was an afterthought.
Right.
We will always have those opinions, but at the end of the day, when you put something out there and you decide it is done and this is the way it is, your reasons have no
half of what
claim.
We do, ours is just commentary. We're just talking about it.
No, but that's what I mean. So when people decide to publish things like this, I'm it's just fodder. It's just news fodder. So
this is news fodder for our podcast.
Let the artist do what he wants to do. Let him have his own reasons. And when it's out there, it's no longer his to.
Then we shall debate.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
Then it's once the movie is made.
This is just a pre.
To get very specific to your question, if they do retcon what was said about the parents in episode 8, I won't think of it as a retcon. I will think of it as this is part of the plan. It doesn't matter at what point in time they decided this is part of the plan. If they decided before episode 8 that in episode 8 we're going to say A but it's actually B. Or if, because of the way fans reacted to episode 8,
it's
they say,
tough, man.
We won't make A, we'll make B.
Yeah,
it doesn't
we've spoken
matter
about this
all.
a lot, but when you're so privy to how the sausage is made, it's hard to kind of distance yourself from that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interesting news, not really.
This is actually news?
Yes, Warner Brothers goes after Trump White House over the use of Dark Knight Rises score in campaign ad. That's it.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting.
He used the Dark Knight Rises score?
Yeah, he used, oh my god, this is my favorite piece of the score, which is Hans Zimmer's "Why Do We Fall." This is the part where he's escaping from the prison.
I was just escaping from the prison, or from
the prison in Dark Knight Rises, and
wait,
he's climbing without the
Bruce
rope.
is
The best, Desi Basara, yeah, and there's that, and then the bats fly. It's like this is my all-time favorite scene in many movies. He used that part of the score for his campaign. For Trump's campaign, wow.
I thought you meant he used the prison break that Bane orchestrates, which would have been perfect.
Far more appropriate. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time Trump has used pop culture for his own gain as president. He channeled Game of Thrones when he posted a "Sanctions are coming" poster.
Did he post that?
That was him.
That wasn't like a fake?
That literally was him. Yeah, he's a fine fellow. That's the news, I want to say. There's stuff coming out. By the time this episode comes out, this bulletin is out, I suppose Game of Thrones would have aired, and we would have seen the first episode. This is interesting.
What's your prediction of your feeling post episode 1?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great.
You're going to be hyped?
Everything else except the conclusion is going to be great. The ride is the best part, right?
I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's gonna blow minds, and then it's just going to blow.
Then it's just going to blow. It's going to peter out, I feel. Because there's, we've discussed this at length, and we're going to do some more, I suppose, of it. That, there's not going to be any satisfying conclusion to this goddamn show.
Can I throw something out to our listeners?
Yeah.
We are still trying to decide how best to tackle Game of Thrones.
This is true.
How to talk about it on the show. Obviously, the two biggest fish right now, Endgame and Game of Thrones, are things that we're going to dissect a lot, probably over multiple episodes. I imagine they're going to come up.
Yeah.
Endgame is going to get its own episode for sure.
We are getting
it'll probably
a
trickle
long
out into
episode.
It'll. But I'm sure conversations about Endgame will trickle into other episodes because obviously, as they do. Game of Thrones, on the other hand, we don't quite know.
Let us know if us doing this episode has dictated what it's going to be. Because this episode is coming out after it's the first bulletin after the first episode has come out.
Yeah.
And we just released our review on John Peele's Us. And since we have not spoken about the first episode, in the first episode that we have come out with following that and the bulletin now, I think that since there are about 6 episodes is what I'm going to say, I think we should do a mid-season episode of Game of Thrones and make a good Deadpool or a betting pool for the ending.
Oh, like that.
Once we know a little more information.
Sure, okay.
Have some stakes.
Okay.
Have some money.
We should put some real stakes in.
Yeah, let's put some real stakes.
Yeah.
And we'll get from Bangalore because beef's not allowed here. All right? Okay.
I'm glad you're lucky.
Okay, cool. So we'll have some real stakes and we'll have some money on it. And then we'll do a conclusive, end game of Thrones. End Game of Thrones. We have the name of the episode also.
Well done.
Yeah. Halftime of Thrones and End Game of Thrones. There you go. All right. So that's our bulletin. Let us know what you guys think about The Last Jedi retconning Rey's parentage. And if you want, let us also know about Game of Thrones, I guess.
Speaking of a throne, thrones have jesters. Jesters have a court. Why is it called a court? Like a tennis court.
That's where they're meeting, right? The court is where they are because that was literally the court, because the king used to abdicate between disputes and stuff like that. And so the king would say, okay, cool, bring me your next problem.
There's a throne room and a court?
No, the throne room is the court.
Yeah?
In most occasions, yes. That's where Birbal would sit and tell Akbar, yo, this guy's a
Who's the guy, which of the two of them was the guy that put a thing underneath a cloud? He was like, that's where I'll leave it. And then he was like, oh shit, it's gone because the cloud moved.
Wait, what?
You heard that story?
This sounds like a Najmuddin Hodja story and not a Birbal story.
No, I'm pretty sure it's an Akbar Birbal story of one of those idiots, they put a gold or something
under a cloud, you say?
Yeah, they were out in the desert. And he's like, oh crap, I need to leave this.
Oh, I see, like that. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I need to leave this here. How will I remember
this sounds more like a Supandi story now.
Yeah, it could be.
Because Supandi is lovable jackass.
So, thanks for listening.
Wait, I think we should do an Akbar Birbal episode. Because Birbal is the Sherlock of his time, man.
Really?
He's super
So did he have a Moriarty?
He did. Ooh. Well, he had a number of enemies and they finally killed him in the end. I mean, this is how the story goes. Spoilers, guys. But you can't spoil history, is what I hear. Anyway, thanks Amar Chitrakatha.
Wow.
This has been an episode of the Geek Fruit Bulletin. We'll see you guys.
Anything's possible.
We'll see you guys next.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Vaisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Vaisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.
Do you have a night routine? Well, everyone has one. And the to-do list usually looks like this. Brush your teeth, set that alarm, get into your pajamas, and switch off those screens. But here's one more to add to that list. Tune into the Positively Unlimited podcast for a dose of positive action and tips on how to build powerful mindsets. Episodes out every Monday on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you tune into podcasts.